In this video, you'll discover whether DNA controls your choices, how a typo in your code can basically give someone God mode, why the world can feel gray and boring, and how your habits right now are literally programming the DNA of your future children. You think you're in total control of your life, that you choose who to fall in love with, what music to listen to, and what to buy for dinner. But what if all your tastes, fears, IQ level, and even your tendency toward depression were locked in before your parents ever even met? Scientists call it DNA. But to us, it's a source code packed with billions of years of evolution that you carry inside every single cell of your body. And it doesn't just dictate your eye color, it completely drives your behavior. You can spend years trying to build willpower, but if your firmware is naturally low on dopamine receptors, you are hard-coded to struggle with your habits your entire life. We like to believe in the limitless power of the human spirit, but science says otherwise. You're essentially a bio-robot running commands from an ancient biological file. If you unravel the DNA from just one of your cells, it would stretch out to be about 6 feet long. And if you link the code from every cell in your entire body, that strand would reach all the way to Pluto and back. And this massive database is written using just 4 nucleotide letters: adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. It's basically the exact same binary code that runs our operating systems, except instead of ones and zeros, nature uses 4 distinct values. And if you swap just one single letter in this massive database, like changing an adenine to a cytosine in a critical spot, a person can completely change. Or their game ends before it even begins. Every single time a new cell is created, this massive script is copied. And during that copying process, typos happen constantly. In biology, we call them mutations. Most of these glitchy cells just die off. But sometimes, a critical error in the code creates something unique. For example, a mutation in the ACTN3 gene turns a person into a natural-born sprinter. Their muscles generate explosive power without any training. It's a literal speed cheat code. And a glitch in the LRP5 gene makes human bones so dense that they're virtually unbreakable. Pure God mode. But if you got unlucky with your starting pack of genes, your game is going to be set to maximum difficulty from level 1. On top of that, DNA hard codes your mood. You can buy all the self-help books you want and try to think positive, but if you inherited the short version of the 5-HTT-LPR gene, your brain physically produces less serotonin. To you, the world will always look a bit washed out and gray, and any minor inconvenience will feel like an absolute catastrophe. Think you're the one deciding what time to go to bed? That's actually handled by the clock gene. It's the exact thing that divides humanity into night owls and early birds. Trying to force yourself to be different is like trying to run a PlayStation game on a microwave. Even your urge to procrastinate and doom scroll is a genetic bug linked to how your body breaks down dopamine. Scientists actually ran an experiment on identical twins who were separated at birth and raised in completely different families, countries, and cultures. When they grew up and finally met, it turned out they wore the exact same clothes, smoked the same brand of cigarettes, drove the same color cars, and had even given their dogs the exact same names. Your life path feels entirely unique to you, but in reality, you're just riding on tracks laid down by your biological code. If this is the moment you've decided to completely give up, sink into the couch, and blame your ancestors for all your problems, hold on. Biology has a massive plot twist up its sleeve, and it's called epigenetics. Yes, your DNA is a locked source code, but that code acts like a massive library where most of the books are locked away. You can't rewrite the code itself, but you get to choose exactly which chapters actually get read. The food you eat, your stress levels, how much sleep you get, and even the people you hang out with leave distinct chemical markers on top of your DNA. Your code might contain a dormant gene for a severe illness, but if you keep your system running clean, that file will never launch. On the flip side, you could be born with the potential of a genius, but completely block it with fast food, alcohol, and endless cheap dopamine hits from your phone. And these software settings are actually hereditary. Experiments show that when mice were conditioned to fear a specific scent, their children, and even their grandchildren, were terrified of that exact smell despite never encountering it before. You are rewriting the settings of your biological system right this second. And how you spend your day today is literally programming the health and personality of your future children. You aren't just a player, you're the architect of the next generation. Ultimately, DNA is just the hand of cards you're dealt at the start of the game. Sure, some people get dealt a royal flush, while others get a weak hand that they'll really have to sweat over. But genetics only defines your boundaries, not the choices you make within them. You don't have to be a slave to your firmware. Yes, evolution wrote your source code, but exactly how you play through this game is completely up to you. Drop a comment below letting me know which of your traits you consider a pure genetic bug and which one is a total cheat code. And remember, the system is hackable as long as you know how it's built. See you in the next code.